So what's the deal? Why are these guys on my lot? You want to be a tough neighbor, and I'm going to be tough back. I want them off my lot, and you're not putting anything there.
The fencing is being replaced at your husband.
You know what? You know what? You created nothing but crap with all your picture taken. We're cutting down trees, which actually ultimately helped you. All right? We took back your property for you because it was creating so many leaves and everything. What are you taking pictures? I'll call the cops. My husband told me to call the cops. You want me to do that?
Yes, and I will show him where the property line is.
You don't have no idea where the property line is.
Well, you don't know what you're speaking about.
You don't either, because you weren't here when it was put in. You weren't here when it was put in, okay? Or you weren't old enough to know. Don't even go there.
You don't know what you're saying.
You don't even know what you're talking about. You can't be a shitty neighbor and take pictures and make my life difficult when I want to cut down trees and then do this. You're so full of crap. God, you've got me so mad right now.
Well,
that's what you get for being a shitty neighbor. That's what you get. You get what you give.
This is what your husband...
You get what you get. You know that? I wouldn't have said boo to you, but you want to be a shitty neighbor and sit out here and take pictures and video while we're sitting there trying to cut down trees, and all you can do is sit there playing. Your own neighbor's put a sign, get out. Does that give you a hint? When they spray paint on your side of the fence, keep off?
So anyone who lives in the same small town as me probably knows who this is behind me. Unfortunately, that's my neighbor. So I bought my house about 2 years ago. I was not warned until after signing and putting a down payment of how crazy they genuinely are. Nobody gave me a warning. Even, after signing, I was warned, but I still wasn't warned of how intense it actually is, right? So let's get into it. So today somebody messaged me that her husband is going around telling people that we don't have running water, we don't have electric. I'm gonna take you guys in my house, I'm gonna let you see we have water, we have electric. I've been on my own for 13 years, I have never been without either. Now the first CPS phone call was that me and my husband beat the crap out of each other. I've been with my husband going on 11 years. He's never laid a finger on me. We have had intense arguments. We've spent 11 years together. He has still never laid a hand on me. I'm raising 2 girls and a son. I will never let my girls see a male put his hands on me. I will never let my son think that that's okay. And I don't mean that offensively to anybody who may be going through something like that. I'm just saying for me in my home, I wouldn't allow my children to see that. She had called CPS and told CPS that I beat my kids. Now this pains me to say, but my 15-year-old, she could take me. The girl is physically very strong. But back to the CPS report, she said that my daughter went to her house and had the crap beat out of her, and it was done by me, but she didn't call the cops. So if my daughter went to your house 2, 3 in the morning, had the crap beat out of her, why didn't you call the cops? Why did you wait a week or 2 or whatever to call CPS? Doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense because it never happened. She had made another report saying that same exact daughter of mine was drunk on my deck for 3 days straight, passed out. I didn't seek any medical attention. But if she was drunk for 3 days straight, why didn't you seek medical attention? For one. For two, I don't really drink. My husband doesn't really drink. Sometimes we'll have a drink, but we don't really drink like that. So there's never really even alcohol in my house. But aside from that, I'm a very good mother. My kid does not consume alcohol. She claimed that on another report that I teach my kids violence. I have never taught my kids violence. What I teach my children is self-defense. I want my children to always defend themselves. If I'm not around to be able to stick up for them, I need to know that they're going to be able to defend themselves. I'm not going to be alive forever. She thinks it's okay to cuss at my kids, talk to my kids however she wants. So yes, I tell my kids to speak up for themselves and defend themselves. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to make a part 2. This video's running out of time.
Hey.
I thought maybe you were putting in your patio.
No.
Are you going to do that soon?
I'm not sure yet.
I can't even, I couldn't figure out how to look at It's hard to see in the yard.
What do you mean?
Well, when I moved here, this fence wasn't here, and I could see all the way down to Mike's property. And no fences on that side, and I could see all the way down to their property. It was kind of nice.
Oh.
But since they built this fence, and since my next door neighbor put in a privacy, I can't see anything.
That's why it's privacy, right?
Yeah, no, but it's just funny. It's just kind of nice to, I don't know, when people are out and
There's some legit drama in our neighborhood. There's a house that's like kitty corner behind my neighbor's house back here. We call it the hillbilly house. Anyway, the hillbillies moved out like 2 months ago. Yesterday I saw moving trucks there. I also heard people yelling, like screaming. I heard dogs fighting. And I was like, ooh, what's going on over there? I talked to my neighbor yesterday late afternoon and asked her if she heard it. She's like, no, but text me if you hear it again. I want to hear it. A little bit later, my husband comes home and he says, there's 3 cop cars at the hillbilly house. I'm like, what? What's going on? So I text my neighbor and tell her, and she's like, oh my God, what's going on? We don't know. She texts me back like, I don't know, an hour later. Now it's dark. She says there's flashlights like all over our backyards. They're clearly looking for something. We go to bed because we have no idea what's going on. I wake up this morning and see our community Facebook page. So there's a missing dog. It's a missing Yorkie, and it's like super cute, and it's somebody posting saying, hey, it's our first night in this new house and our dog got away. Help us find it. The whole neighborhood's like replying. There's like 70 posts on here. What I failed to mention is that the next door neighbor to her on this busy street over here, we call her the drunk dog lady. Well, the drunk dog lady is reposts the lost dog, and she's helping find the dog. I'm reading through the comments, and like the third comment is bad. Basically, she reposted that knowing that her dogs drug that little Yorkie underneath her fence and killed it. But she's still helping trying to find the dog. First of all, poor Yorkie. Secondly, the drunk dog lady, we've never liked her dogs. It's like triple fenced over there because we're always so nervous about her dogs getting out. And we're all dog people. Anyway, the whole neighborhood is posting about how nobody likes these dogs, that drunk dog lady's dogs, and that the cops have been called on her multiple times and somebody needs to do something. Well, then they find the little Yorkie in her backyard. She doesn't say a word. She packs up her 4 dogs and disappears. She gets in her car and leaves. Meanwhile, this new family is picking up their dead dog and bringing it home. How freaking tragic. And then I read further in the post, and the new neighbor is now threatening to take care of drunk dog lady's dogs herself if somebody else doesn't. I'm like, oh man, it's getting deep. I know that was a long story. That's all I know for now. We'll keep you posted if any other crazy events transpire.
Are you going to paint those green or something?
No, I stained them to this color.
You know, from here they don't look that good.
Well, all the greenery is going to grow in, and the garden will be probably what you'll see, but I mean, I picked
Well,
this.
I want you to come over here and look see how it looks.
Okay, well, I mean, what do you want me to do? What would you like them to look like?
Don't look that good from here.
Well, this is the best spot for him in the sun.
Okay, here's my dumb neighbor who has the sprinklers hitting my house, and I told her to please stop that, and she said, well, you pressure washed and it smells like bleach. And I said, well, it's hitting my window every few seconds. Please turn it off. And she yelled at me and said she wouldn't. And I said, well, I can't even walk out my back door. And she just laughed. Eventually she went and turned it off, and then she got on the phone with somebody, came back and turned it back on, and now she's just laughing. I told her I can't walk out my back door, and she doesn't care.
Apparently last time Karen didn't comprehend what I meant by don't use my fucking fence. So let's just show Karen who's boss. Like you all told me to do. Just throw him over the fence. All right, Karen, stop using my fence. So I dumped them, and now she put them back up, and she's out there spraying them off because they got full of mulch. This chick will not knock it off.